also be there and then guide you as you are doing the meditation. So this is in fact doing meditation itself. Okay, so you can do it in many ways. You can actually measure the distances and do it also, but today we will be doing a freehand way. Okay, so let's see how that looks. So the first thing that you do is draw a vertical line through the center. Innermost circle, draw a vertical line. Okay.
Namaste to the viewers of Sangam Talks.
If you do absolutely nothing, AI.
She is the most beautiful in all the three worlds. And the worlds that we are talking about are the waking state, the dreaming state, and the sleeping state. So she is the Tripura Sundari. She manifests herself in all of these three states and beyond as well. Bliss. So her practice and her worship, what does she give you? She gives you ananda, she gives you bliss and immortality. She takes you to the state where you do not have the need to come back again and again and again and again. A cycle of births and deaths. So the goal of Sri Vidya is to take you to that state where you become one with the ultimate reality. This is an invocation that we use to welcome the divine presence in each and every one of you. So Shri Matre Namaha once again. The very first session that we are going to be beginning with today is the Sri Vidya Foundation course. We will get to what Sri Vidya is all about and what is this foundation course that we are talking about. The first thing is that Sri Vidya is Shakti, and we are all gathered here to honor and worship Shakti. For many, many, many centuries, women were not allowed to worship Shakti. And it is ironical because the goddess herself is Shakti, right? She is the personification of Shakti. And yet women were kept away from worshipping. In today's times, we see the resurgence of Shakti. She is here, very much so, within each and every one of us. And we shall see how we go about first this next 3 days of this foundation course. We'll just take a brief look before we get into the actual part of the explanations. So this foundation course is coming to you from Devipuram, which is a small town a home built for Devi by Devi. It is close to the city of Visakhapatnam and it has been founded by the Guru's name is Sri Amritanandanath Saraswati in the very first picture that you see. And his mission in life is to propagate Sri Vidya, because he himself received direct teachings from the mother and he feels there is no greater honor and joy than to know who she is and how to worship her. He had direct experiences with the goddess, although he moved away from spirituality. He was completely into science. And we all think that science and spirituality are two different streams. But today we know that the way of the quest is different, but the goal is still the same. So science also comes down to the spiritual way of looking at things. So we will come to that tomorrow. A little more on the story, we will be doing that tomorrow. Okay. So for today, we will start with this. So we will talk about, this whole course was designed by him because we felt that in today's time it is very important to know and to worship, how to worship the goddess. All of us are living on very tight schedules, we don't have time, we have to make time. In the time that is available to us, what can we do? How can we worship her? There are very few people who can say, I don't need a job, I don't need anything, I can spend my time 24/7 doing whatever I wish to do. But for all of us, we are limited by maybe 2 hours, you can spend 2 hours or 3 hours or maybe even less. So, rather than have the tradition completely lost, we felt it is very important that we preserve the tradition, and especially all the essential aspects of it must be there. So the core practices are there. At the same time, they are presented in a way that anyone can learn and practice it. It is a practical approach. Sri Vidya is a practical approach to going beyond the limits of what we think we are. We have certain perceptions that we are capable of something, we are not capable of so many things. Right? To go beyond those perceptions is what Sri Vidya is all about. So expanding our awareness, expanding our consciousness is what we are talking about here. So in the next few days, we will be also learning briefly about Kundalini and the chakras, and also a meditation called Kundalini meditation, and Yoga Nidra meditation you are familiar with, but at the same time we will be talking about that as well a bit. And then the first 3 chakras of Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipura. These are the chakras we will be addressing, and we will learn certain practices, ritual practices, which are at once simple to follow and the benefits are enormous. So this is a sadhana shastra in that you have to practice, and as you keep practicing you will receive the benefits. It's just like any scientific experiment. You do this, you will receive this. You do these set of practices, you will be able to manifest what it is that you are looking for in your life. So that is the power of these practices.
It got stuck in the branch that was growing on, and then it also has a line from where.
So Mahaganpati, the next chakra, Bala, and then Chandi at Manipura. And also we will learn a simple way of doing Homa, which is a fire ritual. In today's times, the fire ritual has been gaining more and more importance. It was a practice that is followed in many, many cultures, and it is really important because the external fire, whatever we see in the external, we replicate within ourselves. So as we see that, we increase our fire within us to know more, to understand more. So that what we do externally must rekindle and refire the processes within us. So that is another important aspect, and that also has been presented in a very simple and easy to follow manner. Okay, so these are the basic things that we will be covering in the next 3 to 4 days. So starting now with Sri Vidya. Sri Vidya can be described as a tantra of beauty, bliss and immortality. Beauty, because she is described as Lalita Mahatripurasundari. She is the most beautiful in all the 3 worlds. And the worlds that we are talking about are the waking state, the dreaming state and the sleeping state. So she is the Tripurasundari. She manifests herself in all of these three states and beyond as well. Bliss. So her practice and her worship, what does she give you? She gives you ananda, she gives you bliss. And immortality. She takes you to the state where you do not have the need to come back again and again and again and again. A cycle of births and deaths. So the goal of Sri Vidya is to take you to that state where you become one with the ultimate reality. So that is the goal. You can see a picture of a goddess, and you can see a yantra which is there at her feet. She is the goddess whose name is Sri Vidya, Lalita Mahatripurasundari, Mahakameshwari. Many names. Sri Vidya if you break up the word,
Hey, Matt.
Shri and Vidya. Shri
I'm
means
listening
auspicious.
to
So all that is good, all that is
stream
beautiful, all that is wondrous is included in the term
about
of
the
Shri.
Sri Yantra, which is what's being
And
plotted.
Vidya means knowledge. But what knowledge? The knowledge that is gained through experience. So that is not merely factual kind of a knowledge, but it is an experiential knowledge. And that knowledge is the one that she blesses us with. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. So the knowledge that liberates you, that is the kind of knowledge that she gives us. She is also addressed as Devi. The goddess, another word for goddess is Devi. It's a very common name. Any goddess is called a Devi. And Devi can be defined as Divyate Prakashyate Anaya iti Devi. So who is Devi? She is the consciousness, the prana shakti that is there in each and every living person.
Yeah, I just sent
So,
it out, Matt. You were the
she's there
first to click, so that's awesome.
In
Thanks.
all the animal kingdom, in all the bird kingdom, everywhere. Everywhere there is life, there is Devi. So Devi acts in us, through us in so many different ways. It is only because of her presence that our eyes can see, our ears can hear, we can talk, we can walk, and we can do so many different things. Only when she is present can we do all of these things. Sri Vidya is the name of this goddess. Sri Vidya is the path that leads you to her, and Sri Vidya is also the mantra that is chanted to receive her grace. So the word Sri Vidya can include many things. When you say the word Sri Vidya, it is all of these things together. So what is it all about? To each and every one of us, we reach a certain stage in life where we start having big questions. So what is this life all about? Why are all of us created? What is this universe about? So these questions, I'm sure all of us have already come to them, because that is why we are here. Otherwise we wouldn't even be here.
Then what about the moment when you actually realize that you're not here by accident?
Why do I exist? Where did I come from? Where am I going? What is my role and purpose in life? So all of these questions start coming to us, and then we start pondering on these things, and then ultimately we try to find a way where can I get the answers. In Sri Vidya, or rather even in Hindu philosophy, we have 33 crores of deities. See, so it is a number that we cannot even imagine. To think of 33 crores of devatas is an impossibly large number. Sri Vidya considers the divine pair of Shiva and Shakti to be at the core of all creation. So they represent, Shiva is the passive and the inert witness within us. So he just is staying in the background, nothing. Everything else happens in front of him. He is just the witness. Okay? And Shakti is the one who is the dynamic energy, engaging with the universe. So all of us, we know that there is something, we feel that there is someone else inside us. We can feel when we don't want to, when we sit quietly, we can feel that there is something inside us, and that is the witness within us. And we engage with the whole universe in different ways through Shakti. So Shakti is all about action. She is all about energy, and she is all about going out and doing something. Whereas Shiva is just in the background. He is sometimes not even noticeable, but he is there all the time. He is there. So he represents the Nirguna Tattva. So he is formless, he is attributeless, and he is in the background. Shakti, on the other hand, is all that you see. Everything that you see in the entire universe is Shakti. So she has infinite forms, infinite names, everything. They seem to be so different, but They are one and the same. Shiva and Shakti cannot be separated ever. There is a popular saying, Vina Shakti Shiva Shavaha. So without Shakti, Shiva is like a corpse. So he does not, he is basically inert matter. Whereas once the energy enters him, only then he is able to do anything. So this cosmic pair of Shiva and Shakti is what Sri Vidya is about. And Devi, or the goddess, is supposed to be Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupini. She is the combination of both Shiva and Shakti. So we worship the goddess who is this combined form of Shiva and Shakti. Now we are saying that Shiva and Shakti are equal. We are saying that they manifest in a different way, but why then do we focus on Shakti? Why are we not focusing on Shiva? Shakti is like a mother. A mother is probably one of the most closest persons in anybody's life. So you can approach a mother very easily. You can talk to your mother, you can discuss all your problems with her, you can be very free with her. So it is easier to relate to the mother than to Shiva, because he doesn't want to get involved. He said, you have any problem, go to your mom. So that kind of a thing. Okay, Shiva doesn't want to get involved, Shakti does get involved, and we choose, intentionally we choose to worship the mother. Okay, so the next slide is also about the Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupa. So you can see different ways in how Shiva and Shakti are depicted in the same form. Right? You can see the left part of the body is showing Shakti, and the right part of the body is showing Shiva. Again, these are connected, of course, to the energies of the sun and to the moon. So Shakti is related to the energies of the moon, and Shiva is related to the energies of the sun. So this, of course, we will come to a little later. So she is who is the unity of Shiva and Shakti. That is who the goddess is. That is who Shakti is. So Sri Vidya takes us on this journey where we understand in a step-by-step fashion that we are not just this limited consciousness. That we are part of a much bigger consciousness, collective consciousness. And we know the perfect example of the ocean and a drop. You know that the drops, many drops together make up the ocean. So whatever is there in the drop of the ocean is there in the ocean itself. So the collective consciousness, if we consider that to be the ocean, then we are all the fish which are swimming in that ocean, drinking in or taking in the waters of life. It is also a metaphor for the microcosm and the macrocosm. So everything that is there out in the universe on a gigantic scale is also represented within our own bodies in a minuscule scale.
I have to adjust the pen, it wasn't making contact on that side of the sheet. So I have to go back and replot the stars over there. It's been going for a while and I missed it.
Sri Vidya teaches us how to access that collective consciousness through simple rituals. The path is highly ritualistic, because these are time-tested and proven methods. And because of that, if you practice this and this, you will be able to manifest this and this. So because of that, the power has been experienced by so many people. It is not something that is just out there in the air. So people know that yes, if I do this, I am going to be able to receive this. So the collective consciousness is what we are all looking for. To expand our consciousness from the limited beings that we are into the much larger consciousness that is there in the entire universe. Now Sri Vidya can be derived or is supposed to be derived from Sri Vidya, where Sri is a term used for the feminine, the divine feminine, or any feminine, any female person is referred to as Sri. So if you break up the syllables, Sa, Ta, Ra and E. Okay? So tamas is the state that we are in, limiting ideas of I and me. So I, me and mine. So our whole existence revolves around this, I, me and mine. Rajas is how you can escape from those limitations. So what are the activities that you can do to start, expanding your consciousness, and how you can break free of those limitations, whether it is limiting ideas of who you are, limiting ideas of your emotions, your thoughts, all of these things come into play. Then Sattva is the pure knowledge, and E is the will of Kundalini. In Lalita Sahasranamam, which is a chant of 1,000 names of the goddess, it says 1,000, but the 1,000 always refers to infinite, right? So the 1,000 names of the goddess, it is said she is Mahasaktihi Kundalini, Maha-Asakti. So she has a great desire, and that desire is that she wishes to merge with Shiva. So the Devi is conceived to be in the form of the Kundalini Shakti, and you all know that she is located in the Mooladhara Chakra. And Shiva is said to be up in the Sahasrara at the crown center. And she has a great desire to rise and to meet up with Shiva, but she cannot do it by herself. She needs us to make the effort. We have to do it because she is limited in our body, so we have to take the effort and we have to make sure that this happens. Okay, so Maha-Asakti, that is, she represents the will of Kundalini. The Ikara is the will of Kundalini to transcend. So Sri Vidya teaches you how to let go of bondages. So every kind, whatever type of spirituality or practices that you follow, they always tell you that what you need to let go of is attachments. Right? It is not enjoyment per se that is the problem. You can enjoy, you can do whatever you want. You can go to the movies, you can go, meet friends, have fun, party, you can do what you want, as long as you are not attached to it. The moment you start getting attached to things, that's where the problem starts. So the attachment is, how do you let go of these attachments? So that is what these practices and what Sri Vidya
You were so
teaches
attached
us.
to your old clothes, you
So
didn't even
I'm adoring nature.
throw them
When
away.
we come, you see so many things in nature. You see a beautiful flower, you see
Fortunately, no one's
beautiful
listening to
landscape,
us.
you see the mountains, you see the beautiful rivers, and
Matt,
are
are you here,
surrounded
Matt?
by
Are you on the
beautiful nature.
video?
There's-
You watching the
cannot
stream?
compare with the beauty of nature. Just a beautiful sunset, a beautiful thing. I mean, nothing, no painting, nothing can compare to that. And the best part is that it is free, right? You don't have to own it to enjoy it. A beautiful dance program, like we witnessed today, we enjoyed it. Right? As long as you don't start wanting to claim ownership and say, yes, this is mine, or this flower is mine, and I can enjoy it only if it belongs to me, then the problems start.
Your
learning
flower
to
is
let
mine.
go of bondages. Adoring nature without any attachments, without any desires, that is what Sri Vidya tells us, teaches us. So that everything is one, all of us are one. So it is again Advaita. So what I am seeing externally, the whole world that I see around me, the whole world that is within me, and the deity whom I am worshipping, the ultimate reality, everything is one. But till we get to that state, of course, we see all the duality, all the different kinds of things. We need to move from where we are to what we want to become. So in Sri Vidya, they commonly say that because she is a mother, she gives you both. All the bhoga, all the desires that you have, she will bless you with those, and she also blesses you with the desire that you have for spiritual progress, or spiritual upliftment. Whereas there is a shloka also given here, Yatrasti bhogo na tatra moksha. Where is bhoga? Bhoga means enjoyment of material things. That is bhoga. There you will find moksha.
Black on black.
I hate that I can't keep this a secret. I canceled all my food delivery subscriptions and upgraded to Cookinity. And it's totally transformed the way I eat because every meal is crafted by award-winning chefs from across the country. The variety is unlike anything I've ever seen. With over 100
Sorry
menus.
about the commercial interruption.
Yatrasti moksha na tu tatra bhoga. So where you find moksha, you don't find enjoyment of all. Shri Sundari Sevena Tatparanam Bhogascha mokshascha karasta eva. So where you find in the upasana of Sundari, it's in the sadhana or the practices of Sundari is another name for Sri Vidya. Okay? So Bala Tripura Sundari, Lalita Maha Tripura Sundari. So wherever she is worshipped, you can be assured of both. She will take care of all the material desires that you have as well as making sure that you are on the right track for your spiritual progress. Okay? So in fact, many people think, when you are in a spiritual practices or anything that you are trying to achieve, you suddenly become all serious and then you don't want to meet friends, you don't want to do this, you don't do that. Nothing of that sort. You don't have to give up anything. You need to enjoy your life because who is Devi? She is you yourself. She is the consciousness within ourselves. If you are happy, then she is happy. So how can you make her happy? You have to be happy first. You have to say yes to your own happiness. If you say yes to your own happiness, then Devi is happy. So that is the ultimate puja. That is the ultimate worship. You make sure that you are happy and you spread that happiness to everybody else. So that is the best form of puja that you can offer. There are ritual ways that you do. You offer flower, you offer a fruit, you offer various things. That is another way. But the most important way is you learn to be happy. You offer the happiness that is there within you. Offer. That is what she wants. What can be offered her? Really, if you think of it, everything that has been offered, that is there in the universe, has been created by her. So what is it that really we can offer? Or we can say that I have offered. There is no I there. There is only what she has given. So let us enjoy that and think of her when we are, doing that. So that is the seva, that is the worship that she wants, nothing else from us. Okay, so here now we'll just go a little bit into this pictorial representation. You can see that the goddess is seated on a throne, and the four legs of the throne, or rather the throne is held up by four deities. Alright? So where there should be legs of the throne, there are four deities. And she is also seated on a figure. And on either side of her are also two other deities.
Yeah, of course.
So this is how she is represented. And the four deities who are there,
Put it on side,
the throne,
couple of
they are
dollars,
called
not
Brahma,
much.
Vishnu,
Put
Rudra
it
and
on
Ishvara.
whatever, like, the people put the four.
These four deities are
They just click. No, I
responsible
didn't
for
see
the activities
tutorial.
of creation,
The video.
sustenance,
How to make them.
destruction, and there are
Sell
two
your
more
own
functions.
creation.
So every
Show the simple
deity or
ones and
every
show the
ultimate
manual.
reality, when
You're showing her make
when a
your
manifestation happens,
Because
it has
that's gonna be
five
that's
major
gonna be like
functions.
easy.
First one is the creation itself.
It's gonna
Then
be
is
easy.
the sustenance. Once something is created, you have to nurture it and you have to take
Because
care
it's
of
already
it.
gonna be
So
there.
let's set
Make
this
sure
up
that it
as
is
a mini studio.
going well. The third one
Shoot over here, we
is
have great light.
the destruction
And you
or the
work here.
dissolution, is merging back to where it came from. The fourth one is described as Maya or Tirodhana. So if the ultimate reality has to manifest in a limited form, it has to pass through a certain kind of layers or filters are applied, and only then it can be contained in that small form. So that is known as Maya or Tirodhana. And the opposite of that is Anugraha. So merging back again into the ultimate reality. So going again from the small limited consciousness to the vast cosmic consciousness, that requires the grace of the goddess, the grace of the ultimate reality, and that is described as Shri, is called as Anugraha. So Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, Tirodhana and Anugraha. These are the five functions of the deity. Here you can see it in the form of the picture. But if you wish to explain the same thing in the form of yoga, from the yogic perspective, is represent the four lower chakras of Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata. And Shiva, she is lying on, that is like a mattress, that is represented here at the Vishuddhi chakra. And here the Agnya chakra is Devi herself. Okay, so many of the concepts that you see, everything is explained in an easy to relate manner. If you say only in the term of chakras and these things, many people don't understand. So it is when you have pictures, when you have forms, you can relate to it easily. And from there, the questioning begins. So why is she sitting on these deities? Why does she have to sit? Why can't she have a regular throne? Why does she have to sit on these deities? And why is she sleeping on Shiva? So this questioning starts. So what we see is always one layer. And you have to start peeling back the layers to try to understand why something is depicted in a certain way. Even the Puranas, even whether it's Ramayana, Mahabharata,
Standing down, you know,
all of them have symbology. So the story is the way to get you in, to rope you in, to get you hooked. And once you're hooked, then questioning begins, and then you want to find out more, know more, and then you start trying to understand, and then you get
Very stupid of me.
you want to get into a serious study of what all of this is about.
Patricia Heaton looks great at 67. Here is her #1 secret. Regular milk or oat milk?
Oh, regular milk, but only casein A2.
Cashews.
And on the two deities on either side of her, one on our left, her right is Lakshmi, and on her left is Saraswati. So these are two further aspects of the goddess, and we'll come to that also. And right in front of her are the two children, Ganapati and Subramanya. So these are supposed to be the children of Shiva and Shakti. So although they are shown as children, and all of this is described in terms that we can relate to. We know what a family is. We know who a husband is or a wife is and who the children are. When we talk of these things in those terms, we can very easily connect with them. And the connect is what is important. Ganapati, but the conception is not something that happens in the usual sense of the word. So it's in Vaidya Sastram again, you have Kameshwara Mahaloka Kalpita Sri Ganeshwara. So she just looked at Shiva, Devi just looked at him, and Ganesha was born. That is how the description comes. Okay? So all of them you have to go beyond what is just given in the texts. So that is the thing from this. So a study of Sri Vidya involves three. You can say that the building of Sri Vidya, if you like, you can call it that way, rests on three things: mantra, yantra, and tantra.
Mantra, yantra.
Of these, we are very familiar with mantra. Right? We all know that they are not just random syllables or anything that's just been put together. They have been revealed to the sages. Right? So it's energy fields that are created. When a mantra is chanted, the energy of that devata is supposed to be present there. Okay? So there are certain syllables they are called as seed syllables because they have the potentiality to bring that deity in your presence. Okay? So for example, when you say Gam, that is a bija that is related to Ganapati. Dram is a bija related to Dattatreya. Dattatreya is a form of Brahma, Vishnu and Rudra together. Some of you may not be familiar with who these deities are, but don't worry about it. It's the sound, syllable and the deity that are going together. Okay? So these are, the mantras are highly potent, and by constantly repeating the mantras, they say Mananat Trayati iti mantra. So what is a mantra? It is something that creates that energy field by constantly repeating it. So when you constantly repeat the same mantra over and over again, you are creating that vibrational energy field there. And that has the power to interact with you and you can express your desires, or you can express whatever it is that you wish to that day.
And you have to
So
repeat this
is the mantra.
and 3 minutes of time.
There's a small story here where, just to give you an idea of what mantras can do. There's a young boy who is tending to buffaloes, and he goes and he's taking care of these buffaloes, and there's a wise man who's going back, he's very thirsty. So he asks him, can I have some water? So he says, of course, and then he gives him some water to drink. And then this wise person wants to bless him. Says, you have given me water and I would like to bless you. So he says, no, that's okay, you don't need to do anything. But he says, no, I want to bless you. What is your favorite thing in the world? So this boy was not sure what to say, so he said, my favorite thing is buffalo. Okay, so because he is tending to buffaloes, so he says, I like buffaloes very much. So he says, okay, so he gives him the mantra and he says, Bhai Soham. Okay, that is the mantra he is giving. And he goes away. And a few months later he comes back and then, he hears some noises from a cave. So this boy, he actually goes into a cave and he keeps chanting this mantra, Bhai Soham, Bhai Soham. He keeps chanting it. This wise person, he comes back to that area and he sees and he says, he can hear some strange sounds coming and then he goes there and then he says, and then he remembers that the little boy was there. So he says, you come out now, no need, it's enough, you come out, you don't need to chant a mantra anymore. He says, no, I cannot come out, I'm too big. He has become the buffalo. So he's become as big as the buffalo and he says, I cannot come out now. So, because, maybe the faith and maybe the complete implicit trust that he had in what was told to him, and he experienced that he had himself become the buffalo and he says, I cannot come out because I've become big. When he went into the cave, he was just a small boy. Bhai Soham is I am buffalo. So that is the mantra that was given, okay? So I am a buffalo. So in today, what we do, all the healing affirmations, whatever we do, we are constantly reaffirming who we are. So these are the mantras, right? So a mantras also consist of usually two parts. One is what are called as the bija aksharas, which are the seed potentialities. And the second part is somewhat explanatory type of a part that is joined to the mantra. So usually even if you translate the mantra, there is no translation for the bija letters. The bija aksharas are irreplaceable parts of the mantra, and there may be other parts where it is a description of the deity or something, which sometimes can be translated into something, or you can at least have a meaning for that. Okay, so that about mantras we all know. Okay? The second part is,
unless you have a story, you have a way to persuade people.
A yantra. The literal meaning of the word yantra is a machine or a technique, tool. So this yantra, this one what you see here is a Sri yantra. Okay. A yantra is generally, again, it is formed out of triangles, petals, circles, squares, all geometrical figures. It's also known as sacred geometry for that reason. Why? Again, it is creating that energy field. Just like the mantra, the yantra also creates that energy field with the help of all of these geometries. And once that is in place, then the deity is supposed to reside right in the center, in the bindu. The bindu is the central point, and that is where the deity is supposed to reside. So mantra is there and yantra. And just as you have different deities, how do you recognize which deity is which? Because of the weapons that they hold in their hands. The weapons or whatever it is that they are holding in their hands. If they are holding two lotuses, it is Lakshmi. If in the earlier image we had one of on the left, on our right, that in white sari, she is holding a musical instrument, right, a string instrument. She is Saraswati. So, depending on what the deity is holding, you can identify who that deity is. Okay? So similarly, even for the yantras, every deity has a particular yantra that is unique to that deity. So if it is a Ganapati yantra, it is in one particular day. If it is a Kali yantra, it is in a particular day. If it is a Sri yantra, it is in a particular day. So it is predefined. Again, these are not something that some people said, okay, if I put a few petals here, it looks nicer. Maybe I'll make it, more attractive. Put a few more lines, put some more circles, whatever. It doesn't happen that way. So these things are very strict ways of doing the pattern or the thing is revealed. It is not something that is again decided by anybody that I want to do it in this particular way. It's not like a floor design that you make and then you can keep expanding it however you like. It's not like that. It is set in a certain way because these are revealed knowledge. Okay? So, and that is about the yantra. And then what is tantra? So here we know tantra. The definition is tanoti trayati iti tantra. Tanoti means to stretch or to expand. And what is it that is being stretched or expanded? It is our consciousness. So instead of limiting ourselves again to I, me and mine, we are expanding that concept of I, me and mine to I, me and you, I, me and my neighbors, I, me and my family and extended family, and so on until you feel an identity with the whole universe. Okay? So that is the concept of Tantra, expanding the consciousness. And Tantra is a combination of mantra and yantra. The two are used, the technique that is used in combining mantra and the yantra and offering the worship. So all of these are given in a very coded manner. How is it that you are supposed to do these rituals? The power comes from the ritual itself and also the mantra that is used, the yantra that is used, and how these two things are combined. That is what gives the power. Okay? And why have all these pujas and all these practices been kept secret for so long? Is because for the very reason that they are so powerful. Because power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, power in the wrong hands, when you are not yet ready to be able to use that power in a wise manner, then it is a danger not only to you yourself but to the entire world. And so it has been said, you have to reach a certain level of maturity before you can be given these mantras, before you can do these practices. On the other hand, in today's world where everything is available on the internet, everything, if people who are in the know and who do know how to go about these practices in the correct way, if they do not, teach these practices to others, then what
Tío, no puedo contestar.
the wrong knowledge.
Tengo que estar aquí moja con la cámara.